So welcome back friends. So in this video of Python library discussion, since we are discussing about the unit test cases in the Python, how we can create them and how we can write our own test cases. So we are just discussing about them. So in today's video, I will show you that how you can create your own basic test class in Python. So before you write any code to create your own class for the unit test cases, you just need to import one module, which is unit test. This is the module which you need to import, and then you can write your own class. I can give some name like my test class demo, and you know that we need to just inherit it from unit test dot test class. I already told you in the previous video that this class unit test dot test class is the base class, and if you have to create your class as a unit test class, then in that case you must need to inherit your class from this class unit test dot test class. Test case, not test class, it's test case. Okay, so that's it, and your class qualified to be acting like a test class. Okay, so now let's write few test cases. Okay, so if you have to write any test case, then you can write simply like a function. When you write a function, you define like it's with the def keyword, and after def you just need to write test underscore. Any test case function, any function which you are writing for the test case, you just need to start with test underscore, right? Test underscore get results for sum. Okay, so here you can do like this self, right? This is the same as you create your own functions inside the class. I have already told you how you can create your own function inside a class. And now the only thing that you need to remember is that every test class or every test case that you are writing, that should start with this test underscore. Now we are just going to see that what happens if we want to test it, then what I need to use. So assert equal function. I'm using assert equal function, and here I can see it takes two arguments. First is like you can do something like this 1 plus 2. This is the operation that I need to perform, which is the sum operation, addition of two numbers 1 plus 2, and then I would like to see the expected result. So what I'm expecting, the output should be 3. So if I'm expecting that my output should be 3, then my second argument will be the expected outcome. The first argument is the test case, the actual execution of your logic, and after the execution of that logic, what results you are getting, that result you must need to compare it with your output, which is 3 here, right? So self dot assert equal, it should be 1 plus 2 3. So I'm expecting that it should come to 3. If it is not coming to 3, then what will happen? My test case will fail. So let's see what happens if I run it. Okay, so here you can't see any result because it was not executed. Why? Because just writing the class doesn't work. You have to call the runner as well. I already told you about the test runner, which is a component which orchestrate your execution of your test cases. Okay, so what you need to write, if here what I need to write here, the name should be yes, if name is equal to main, right? So this piece of code you need to write. So here I just need to copy it. Okay, so here if I write like this, if name is equal to main, then I'm just going to run the unit test main. So this is the unit test dot main call. This is the call which starts your complete component, the unit test component, which will run each and every test case inside your class, inside your file. Because when it will run, it will check for all the classes which have been derived from this test case class. Since it will find that you have this class, my test class demo, which has been inherited from this. So what it will do, it will create an object of this, and it will start running each and every function of this particular test case. Okay, so let's see what happens if I run it. Run one test case in 0.004 seconds, and it's okay. Okay, but if it fails, suppose I'm just writing it like my expected output is 4, although it's not 4, but I'm just for the sake of showing you. So let's see. If it fails, then it simply give you the assertion error, and it says that there was one failure. Okay, so this is how you can write your test cases. And suppose if I want to write one more class, this is demo1, and again it has been inherited from this. So here I'm just going to write for multiplication, and 1 into 2, and then I'm just expecting here 2. So let me see what is the output. So both should pass. Okay, so ran 2 test cases and both passed. If one of them fail, then what happens? Suppose if I give a false result here, then you will see that ran 2 test cases and it will show you that one test case failed. And since one test case failed, so entire suite got failed. Okay, so this is the way you can write your own test cases in your Python code. And this was the one of the test cases that you can use here. And you can see that when you call this unit test.main, then your component, which is called the test component, or you can see the runner component creates the object for each of the classes. My test class demo, my test class demo1. The objects for these classes are created, and one by one, all the functions inside these classes, they are called, and they are all test cases. Okay, all right. So let's see something more about the test cases. Apart from this, I will show you that we can write it a text fixture. So I'm just writing the text fixture. I told you in the previous video that a text fixture is something where you are setting up your environment for the test case execution. Okay, so let me just write quickly one more test class demo, and what you will do, you will simply write here unit test dot test case. Okay, and here you can write like def set up, and here you will write self. I hope I don't need to explain you about the self, right? So this is the self. So here what I'm going to do, I just want to set up all that data which I need to against which I need to run the test cases. Suppose here I just want to create one list. L is equal to one list is there 1 2 3 4, or you can say not list, I can just create one string. String is equal to self dot string, s is equal to hello world. This is the data. Self dot a num1 is equal to, rather than a I should use num1 is 100, or you can say 10. Let's keep it simple. And then num2 is equal to 20. Okay, so what I will do here, I have written this, I have just created, I have just initialized the variables against which I will run my test cases, and then I have this like def cleanup. I need to check whether it's cleanup or tear down. Let me just check it. I think it's tear down. Yeah, it's tear down. So let me just write it here. It's tear down. Okay, so again it's like self, and then you will just clean it like self dot s is equal to empty. You make it empty. Then self dot num1 is equal to -1. Self dot num2 is equal to -1. In fact, I don't need to do this. Just for the sake of example, I am doing this, because num1 and num2, these are the simple variables. As soon as this will be done, this will simply go off, and they will be cleaned up simply. Okay, so setup and tear down both have been done. Now I will write the test cases for some mathematical functions, and then I will write one function to test this one. Okay, so let me write it. So I will write 4 functions, 3 functions basically. One for addition, the second for multiplication, third for splitting this string and getting the results. Okay, so here I am writing test underscore. I already told you that any test case you need to start from test underscore. So test this sum, and here I need to write like self, and here you can do like self dot assert equal. And what I will do here, I will just simply pass out, like, we can write two functions here, right? Basically we can just introduce two functions, def get sum. These are the normal functions which are not the test cases. These will not be executed. This function will not be executed as a test case. Only those test cases will be executed as a test case whose name start with test underscore. Please remember this. So if I'm writing get sum, then I can do like self, then a, then b. So here you can write like return a plus b. Then I can write one more function, def get multiplication, and here I write self a and b. So what I will do, return a into b. Okay, so these are the two functions that I will test, and there is one more function I'm going to write, get split string, get split list. Okay, so here it's self. Basically here I don't need a and b because I already have the data in form of num1 and num2, so I don't need to give any inputs here. It's like it should be num1 plus num2, and here it should be like num1 into num2. Okay, and here I have one more function, get split list. So here I can do like self dot s dot split. Okay, so that's it, and now I will test these three functions. Okay, so first function, test the sum. I'm going to test this one. So what I will do, I will call this self dot get sum, and then I will just check against the output which I'm expecting, which is 30, right? So let me just check it, self dot, well, you can use one more thing. I have just shown you assert equal. I will show you one more use, assert true. In assert true, you just need to pass only one argument, self dot get sum double equals to 30. So this is only one argument. From here to here, it will all either return true or false. Okay, so assert true. Similarly, there is assert false, self dot assert false. If you write like get sum, it should not be like 30, 40, right? Sorry, it should be written like this, 30. So let us see, this only this test case will be executed. Okay, so let me run it. So you can see that its global name num1 is not defined. Okay, let me just num1, it's like self. You must need to remember this self, because self is the one which refers to the current object. So self here as well, and self in all the functions, self dot num2. Okay, so let me see if it runs this time or not. Okay, so here it is showing you assert false, self dot get sum is equal to 30. So why this test case is failing? Why? Because I'm testing it for the false condition. So if I'm testing it for the false condition, false is true here. For this, false is true. So if I write like get self dot get sum should be 40, then it is false. And in case you are using assert false, then in that case, false is true. For assert false, false is true, right? So this time all the test cases should be executed fine, and they should run one test case and it is okay. Okay, so apart from this, let me just show you that how you can run it using the command line, and that is more interesting. Let me just open it, and this is the place, and let me just open the command prompt, and here I just need to run like python. You need to run this command python, then you just need to write like the name of the name of the file using which in which you have written the test case, so unittest.py. Then you can see that it is again giving you the correct result, ran one test case in 0. This seconds. And if you want to run the test case in the verbose mode, suppose you want to see the result in such a way that you want to see that which test cases are passed and which test cases are failing, then in that case what you can write, python, same command, just write -v. Please remember this -v, and when you will run this, then it will show you the test case as well, which is passing and failing. So test underscore test the sum, it is passing, and test underscore there is no other test case, because I already told you that only those functions which starts with name test underscore, they are the only functions which qualify to be a test case function, and only they will be executed by the object of the test class demo of by the component, by the test component, right, by the runner, or you can say the runner. When you call this unit test.main, then your runner gets started. Okay, so this was how you can do this, and let me just write a few more functions. So I hope you got the point related to the assert equal and assert true and false. So these are the basic functions which are used. So let me just test the multiplication as well. Test underscore multiply, and here it is self. Let me just remind you again that you can give any name apart from self. You can give the name s. Anything you give, slp. Suppose I give the name slp. Anything you give, this will refer to the current object only. So let me just write like slp dot assert equal self dot get multiplication, and here I will just take the result, and I will compare the result against the expected result, which is 200, because if I multiply 10 with 20, it should be 200. Test multiply, should I write these two as well? Yeah, I can write it, but what is the need? You understood, right? So let me just quickly finish this video because it is getting longer. So test split string. Okay, so let me just test it. So what I will do, slf dot assert equal slf dot get split list, and then I should compare it with hello and world, right? Let me explain you. Here I have taken self.s as hello world. When I will run a split on this, it should break your string based on the spaces, right? It will split your string against the spaces. So when it will split your string against the spaces, then it will return a list of tokens, and that list will be hello and world, because that list will contain only hello and world. Whatever words are here, only those will be returned as the list of elements. Okay, so let me just check if all these are running fine or not. Okay, test demo class assert. Okay, oh my god, I just assert equal. Okay, so let me see, all the test cases should pass. Ran 3 test cases and all of them get passed, and let's see by running them here with the verbose mode. So here you go, you can see that multiply is okay, splitting is okay, and test the sum is okay. But if any of them pass, suppose I'm expecting something else, hello world to me, if I was expecting like this, then what will happen? The third test case will fail. So let me just show you that how it will look like. Okay, so the third one failed. So this one was not expected. So I was expecting like to me along with hello and world, but it is not returning that. So that is why it failed. And since one failure happened, so you will get all your test cases failed. Entire suite will fail. So entire result will be failed. The overall result will be failed. Okay. So I hope you got the point now, right? How you can execute your test cases, how you can write your test cases. So you can write your own, and you can just practice it yourself, and that will be really good for you. Okay, so have a nice day. Bye bye, and we'll meet again in the next video. Bye.